Alright, so I've got a little repair, little project or whatever. Oh, you look it like this. Okay, cool. I'm supposed to change the keyboard on this. Clean, very clean from the side until you flip it around. Yeah, it's come to a point where it doesn't even respond completely. I mean, look at that. Yeah, this was it was an extreme one. Even this entire section was just bad. Well, anyways, I've got to fix this keyboard now. But before I do that, I think I'm gonna test to see if this one responds. That's a new keyboard which I just took out from there. You don't want to peel this off, because if it's still there, you will not have any response from the keyboard. Now, these types of machines, these types of motherboards rather, they are two connectors, so it will depend on whether the motherboard is in the 14-inch, 15-inch, if it's in an ES50 something or ES30 something like that. And then it will depend on that. How is the cable? The cable has to be bended for some reason. Okay, cool. But I believe it goes in like that. Let me see. Yeah. The plastic thingy is at the bottom, which is exactly what has happened on this. So now I need to make sure that you can see this is a metallic pad. I don't want it to create a short circuit for me, so make sure it's sitting on a plastic or something that's non-conductive. Now I need to find what you call this, an Acer pin. Where am I charging? Okay, there are. So Acer will be this one. Cool. Let's fit the charger and test this laptop. And there we go. To switch this one on, the power button is also on the palm rest, so I'm gonna have to improvise, because I'm not gonna start connecting an entire palm rest which has got a keyboard that's already dead, and I want to test a new keyboard. So one of these should be able to switch it on. And there we go. The laptop is on. Wait for the image. Let me just see if it goes into the BIOS. That's pretty much what I want to know. Yeah, it does, because the other keyboard wasn't responding at all. Nothing at all. So this one works. Cool. What I want to confirm though is, will it work if I swap it and put it onto this connector, onto the second one? The reason being, I don't remember which connector I was using when I was testing that keyboard. No, it can't have been this, because this doesn't even move. You actually have to force it to move. Let's see. Yeah, it actually works. Still works, even after changing the position of the connector. So that's cool. 512 is got a 512 inside an Intel. Oh, it's i5 4th gen. Okay, I thought it was a Celeron, a dual core. Alright, I'm gonna put this aside for now, and then we focus on this guy over here. One other thing, I want to open my Loads mobile. I didn't log in today and I might be in trouble. Let's see. So I've got a few screws. Oh yeah, I've got a few screws for this. It's not riveted in. The keyboard, I know for sure it is riveted in, but the part that holds the keyboard in place. So let me try to have this camera at a distance. I really hope no one calls me, but I think I can deal with that now. Okay, cool. That's sorted. No one can call me now. I generally wouldn't make a video about changing or swapping a keyboard. I mean, everyone knows how to do this, but yeah, I just wanted to make sure that the customer will see that a new keyboard has been fitted and how it was done, the amount of labor. This was actually a dead laptop in the first place. I managed not, it came in as no display, because when the guy called me, he called me on a video call. I saw it, he switched on the laptop, powered on, but it wouldn't display. Fine, I told him he can bring it in. He brought it in. I didn't test it when he was here. I tested it on my own. The laptop wouldn't switch on at all. And then eventually I worked on it. Managed to get it to power on. What the hell is opening? This should open easy. I managed to get the laptop to switch on. Worked on the 5 volts and 3.3 volts. That's where the issue was. It dealt with the display. It was not BIOS related. It was just liquid damage related. And then afterwards, oh come on, this won't come out. It's in a plastic anyway, that's fine. Let me see if I can use a flat. Anyways, after that, then I discovered the battery. The battery is still fine, it still works, but it's poor, very poor. So I told him about it and he asked me to source a new battery for him. After sourcing a new battery, I didn't buy it yet. I had not bought the battery yet. I just sourced it, like find out if it's available and the likes. Got it, and then find out keyboard is not responding at all. Yeah, there we go. It's out now. Might as well take this one off as well. Now this one is just spinning in there now. It's loose already. Okay, cool. I think that's all the screws that I need to take off. Yeah, that should be all. So I told him about the keyboard as well, and he was like, just source everything and do it. So now all I'm doing is trying to make sure that he gets to see everything that's been done on the laptop. Oh, there's one more screw over here, so the whole thing won't move. It won't budge an inch. Now I'm concerned about this one. It might cause the, yeah, there we go. It's out now. All right, there we go. So there is no soldering of this keyboard actually. It's just screws. This is nice. I really thought I was going to be soldering and sticking the keyboard on. Anyways, now that the keyboard is out, the back panel of the keyboard is off, now you can actually see the damage on the keyboard. This is gone, but the top part, it's clean until you see underneath the keys. So the person had done a very good job of cleaning the laptop, because I won't lie, this smells like vomit. It smells like vomit, alcohol vomit. There's nothing you can do about it. We test these things every single day. So but I remember once I had a customer who brought in their laptop. That, like, we poured water onto the laptop yesterday in the evening. I'm like, cool, I can look at the laptop. At that time I worked for some Pakistanis, and then they gave me the laptop. When I went into the repair room, I opened up the laptop and there is literal vomit on the machine. It's still dripping. I gave it back. Same time I gave them back. I told them, nope, I'm not doing this. I think if they had told me that there is vomit inside, I wouldn't have really had an issue, like that much of a big issue with the whole thing, because I would open knowing what I'm expecting. But they lied about it. That's the thing. Okay, this just comes off like that, and then you have to stick the ribbon down there, so that will help with the positioning of the cable. And then you can slide it in over here. You can still fit it in without actually sliding in that, but it kind of messes around with the whole setup of the ribbon. Kind of cause of skew in a way. In some cases you wouldn't be able to slide the ribbon in place and close the laptop properly. This is an interesting design really by Acer. Just slide in like that, and that's it. The keyboard is in place. This is nice compared to the ones that you have to take a soldering iron and start heating up. This is really nice. They did a good design on this, I won't lie. But I guess they could have stuck to the old design that we all know. Yeah, the old design that we all know is that you simply take a prying tool, you go in and on the edge of the keyboard, you snap it out, the whole keyboard comes out. Take a new one, you connect it and you press it down. You're done. You are 100% done. You don't have to open up the whole laptop. But yeah, they had to come up with designs like this. Why? I have no idea. Unnecessary drama. But I guess it's the world that we live in. So now all I have to do is stick in these screws. Oh, come on, what's wrong with you? Ooh. So those screws, I guess they just help with keeping the keyboard firm on the back panel. That's number one. And number two, they help with the back panel from sliding out of position. Because you can see once it's in here on these two screws, it can't go this side, it can't go that side. So it's in place and kind of permanent. And then the keyboard itself, it's screwed onto the back panel, so it won't go anywhere. There's one more screw over here. Oh, come on. I'll use this one then. One last one. Cool. Well, that's it. That's a keyboard changed. All good on that. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm actually done, because the rest of the repair was already done. But yeah, you can see, like I've already shown you, it was really a mess. It was really a mess around the PQIC, around the LCD connector, around the 3.3 and 5 volts, the CMOS, all that area. It was under some serious damage. Oh well, that's fixed. So this is the sucking part though, having to fit the ribbon. Right now I'm just putting the power button back on, and then I'll be done. Now having to connect these ribbons, it's a tedious job really. So you want to start with the long ones, because the long ones will allow you to be able to fit your hand underneath when you're fitting the short ones. If you start with the short ones, and then yeah, it kind of becomes a whole mess. But I guess you could still work the other way around. Alright, that's the keyboard in, and now the trackpad. That's the last one, because the power button is already in. The only thing that I'll be left to do now, to deal with now, is fitting the screws. but that I will not have to record. So that's in the battery, and we will fit it in. There we go. So with that, is the battery flat? Got no response from the battery at all. Let's put a charger in and see. Okay, I've got an orange light down there. It's not drawing anything on the power supply though. Probably the battery is too flat. So it might need the machine to get into Windows, not to get into Windows rather, but to charge a little bit before the battery responds. But anyways, as for the part that we were fixing, the keyboard, we're done. We've replaced the old keyboard with a new keyboard. Old keyboard with a new keyboard. And that's pretty much it for now. So yeah, I hope you guys learned something. I don't know if you really learned something. This is too obvious. Everyone knows it. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys in another video. Cheers and goodbye.